Hello everyone, I am Sagar Sonone and I am going to discuss about skeleton system. Okay, so in the skeleton system we can see about the all information about the skeleton system, its function, its structure, how many bone can the human, and how they bone work together. Okay, so first of all, what is the skeleton system? Skeleton system is nothing but is a structural framework that provide support for the body, and skeleton system also can provide protection for the soft tissue and internal organ. Okay, like heart and lungs, they can protect, the skeleton system can protect the internal organ. Okay, so we can talking about the bones. Okay, bone is a bone can be made up of two matters, that is a extracellular matter and cellular component. Cellular component like osteoclast, and osteocytes. Okay, and the extracellular matter, in which like two types, like organic matrix and inorganic matrix. Okay, organic matrix like collagen fiber, and inorganic matrix like the calcium phosphate. Okay, so now we can talking about the bone classification. There are five types of or different types of bone, like long bone, short bone, flat bone, irregular bone, and sesamoid bone. Okay, so we can see first type of bone, that is a long bone. Okay, in the long bone, found limbs contain shaft and two extremities. Long bone like humerus and femur, and short bone, in the short bone, no shaft, and they can contain only spongy substances covered by the shell, compact bone. Okay, like the short bone can be found in the wrist and wrist ankle. Okay, now we can like the third is a flat bone. Flat bone, they sound strong, and flat bone plate of bone with the function providing protection to the body's vital organ, and being muscular attachment. Okay, flat bone like scapula and sternum also called as a breastbone, and scapula also called as a shoulder bone. Okay, next bone is a irregular bone. Irregular bone, like non-uniform, means this the bone have a non-uniform shape, and they primarily consist cancellous bone with a thin outer layer, compact bone. Okay, like for example, vertebrate and mandible, there are the example of irregular bone. Okay, and last is the sesamoid bone. They are usually short or irregular bone embedded in a tendon, for example patella. All the information of the bones. Now we can see about the skeleton system. In the skeleton system, there are the six types of the six type can be found, like cranium, facial bone, thoracic bone, vertebral column, and appendicular skeleton. Okay, now we can see one by one. Like first one, we can say about the cranium bone. In the cranium bone, there are the eight types of bone, like frontal bone, parental, occipital, sphenoid, ethmoid, and temporal. There are the eight number of bones. Now we can see about the facial bone. In the facial, there are the 14 types of bones, like maxilla, mandible, two palate, two zygote, two lacrimal, two nasal bone, two inferior conchae, and one humor. Okay, there are the now we can see in the thoracic bone, there are the three types of bone can be found, that is first is sternum, second is ribs, there are the 12 number of ribs, and last is a thoracic vertebrate, they also 12. Okay, so ribs are arranged in the 12 pairs on the back side, all of them attached to the thoracic vertebrate. Okay, ribs can be classified into three types, that is a true rib, false ribs, and floating ribs. True ribs are they are upper five pairs and attached to the sternum directly. Then second is a false ribs. False ribs, there are lower five ribs, they are arranged in the sternum indirectly. And last is a floating ribs. Floating is the lowest two ribs, they are not attached in the front side. Okay, so in the vertebral column made up of number of the bones, there are the 33 number of the 33 in number. Okay, so there are the 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacrum and 5 coccyx. Lumbar and sacrum are in the, they are fused. Okay, so we can talking about that is a bones of the hand and bones of the hands and wrist. Okay, in the hand we can see proximal raw made up of scapoid, lunate and pisiform bone, and in the distal row there are the trapezium, trapezoid, capitate and hemate. Okay, and bones in the finger, they are made up of phalangeal bones. Thumb has the 2 phalanges and other finger has the 3 phalanges, and there are the proximal, middle and distal. Okay, now we can see the disease related skeleton system, in which low bone density and osteoporosis, which are the likely to break the bones. And next is the osteogenesis. Osteogenesis makes bone very brittle. Now Paget disease is a bone make the weak. And next is the bones can also develop cancer and infections. And other bones disease which are caused by the poor nutrition, genetics problem with the rare bones and growth rebuilding. Okay, so we can see the diseases of the skeleton system. Each bone can be brittle, break or the weak due to the low nutrition, hybrid food and another all things can be responsible for the bone make the brittle and diseases can be happen. Okay, so we can see another like disease related to bone, that is a bone cancer, bone density, bone infection, osteogenesis imperfecta, osteoporosis and rickets. Okay, those are the bones diseases. So in this video we can see about the bones, the how many types of bone and skeleton system in the different types of bone like finger bone, foot bone and all information related to skeleton system. So thank you.